My debate speech is on how I am for vaccinations. I believe that vaccinations are necessary. Without vaccinations, you are putting your life as well as others in danger due to the viruses in our society. A vaccine or immunization is a way to build your body's natural immunity to a disease before you get infected with it. Vaccines decrease the chance of you getting and spreading diseases. As of right now, March 20th, 2020, our world is in a pandemic. A virus, COVID-19, is being spread throughout the entire planet. A vaccination was not created prior due to it being an animal-to-human virus we have never encountered before. However, once a vaccination is created, this pandemic will come to an end and hopefully never occur again. I believe that vaccinations are important because they protect us from diseases. According to the CDC, which are Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, they state that vaccines contain the same antigens that cause diseases. When a child is born, the immune system has not created antibodies to fight off these diseases. This research proves my point because without vaccinations, the only way children can become immune to these diseases are by getting them. Some diseases like measles can kill small children and infants. By giving children vaccinations, this creates antibodies in their immune system without the risk of them getting sick with a fatal disease. According to the CDC, once again, they state that if we keep immunizing children and ourselves, disease will eventually be eliminated. In 1974, Japan had a successful whooping cough vaccination program with nearly 80% of Japanese children vaccinated. That year, only 939 cases of whooping cough were reported. Rumors began to spread that the vaccination was no longer needed, and by 1976, only 10% of infants were getting vaccinated. In 1979, there were over 13,000 cases of whooping cough, and Japan was in an epidemic. This research proves my point because some diseases that we are vaccinated for only have few cases left. This is due to the large amount of people that are immune to these diseases. Continuing to vaccinate kids throughout the generations, these diseases will become extinct. If we take away the protection given by the vaccinations, more and more people will become affected, spreading diseases to others. I do not believe that this is right because vaccines do not cause autism. According to FamilyDoctor.org, which gives trusted medical advice from the American Academy of Family Physicians, they state that no studies have found a link between a vaccine and the likelihood of developing autism. The only paper that suggested a link has been discredited, and also the doctor who wrote it has lost his medical license. Research is showing that infants may be born with autism before any vaccinations are given. This research proves my point because there is no credited information on how vaccinations can give you autism. Autism is simply developed through abnormalities in brain structure or function. I believe that vaccinations are needed because without them, infants before the required age for vaccinations are at risk. According to the Cleveland Clinic, which is an independent, nonprofit academic medical center that engages in patient care research and education, they state certain vaccines can be given within a range of ages. At birth, infants are typically given the hepatitis B vaccine, and at 2 months they are given DTaP, IVP, hepatitis B, HIV, rotavirus vaccine. Afterwards, children are vaccinated at 4 months, 6 months, 12 months, and so on. This research proves my point because those who don't believe in vaccinations are putting infants before the age of 2 months at risk to many diseases. According to the Chicago Tribune, they state infants before the vaccination age are in a high-risk group for vaccine-preventable diseases. This research proves my point because it is very possible that infants are often around children who are not vaccinated. Sometimes children who are not vaccinated are protected by those who are surrounding them, but that is not always the case. Choosing to vaccinate your kids helps protect other children who cannot make that choice for themselves, and for the children whose parents choose not to vaccinate them. When an infant is before the required age for vaccination, contact with others needs to be limited. Without limiting contact, infants are exposed to people who are not vaccinated, and that exposes them to the risk of getting whooping cough, measles, flu, and other diseases. I do not believe that this is right because vaccines do not cause the disease that they are meant to prevent. According to FamilyDoctor.org again, they state that vaccines can cause diseases they state that vaccines cannot cause the diseases they are meant to prevent, and that is a common misconception, especially about the flu vaccine. Many people think they are getting sick after getting a flu shot, but flu shots contain dead viruses, so it is impossible to get sick from this vaccine. Even with vaccines that use weak and live viruses, you could experience mild symptoms similar to the illness, but you don't actually have the disease. This research proves my point because it proves you cannot get the diseases from vaccines that they are meant to prevent. People may get a cold or have mild symptoms after getting a vaccine, but this could be due to multiple reasons other than the vaccine. Having these symptoms led people to believe that they got the disease from the vaccine, when in reality that is not possible. In conclusion, vaccinations are vital because they protect us from diseases and protect infants who are not yet at the required age to get vaccinated. We need to continue creating and giving vaccinations so we do not have another pandemic like the COVID-19 virus today.